Hey, what's up everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night, but for now, let's get into the video.
I have a very serious question for men. So, I've noticed that there's this facial expression that men do that I've actually never seen women do. And I'm gonna see if I can replicate it here. But it's like when somebody is explaining something, I don't know if it's more like their reasoning behind something. But anyway, so this is the look that like men will give. It's this like weird, I can't even do it because I've never made the face before, but it's like this weird, like they close their lips and it's like they're trying to smile, but they're frowning at the same time. And it's almost like, and like, I don't know what that is. Like, what is that? And it's like, is it bullshit? Is that what that is? Is that, yeah, bullshit? Like, is that what that face is? I just gotta know because when I see it in person, I usually giggle because that's my feeling is like they know that I'm like lying or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. We know it's bull, and we're kind of showing it to you that we know you're lying. Some women who you might say they're more experienced than you, they pick up on that and they either change the subject or they just stop lying. As opposed to some who will just keep going until we say, yeah, you need to excuse me, but I have stuff to do.
I love when men are like, she must be on her period, so emotional, girl's on the rag. Yeah, do you know how many of you have said I love you within the first 2 weeks of talking? You know what I mean? Like, if this is a competition, like, it's time for you to sit down.
Oh, emotional and delusional. You are just letting us all know you're on your PMS. How many guys said I love you after 2 weeks of talking to you? Zero. None. You can't complain, you can't even get a date even though you're on 8 different dating apps and then claim men tell you I love you. What men? The ones who are not even asking you on a date?
You know what's funny about being an American in Europe? I am constantly apologizing for being American, and rightfully so. I make new friends, and people are like, where are you from? And sometimes people think I'm from Canada, which is flattering. But then I gotta kill the mood and be like, oh, I'm American. And typically the reaction I get from Europeans is, I'm sorry to hear that. And I just naturally go, I'm so sorry. And I've learned if you just apologize for being an American, you'll be accepted for being an American. You know, if you think about it, it's just really embarrassing to be team red, white, and blue, but hey man, someone's gotta do it.
Someone needs to be embarrassed and it has to be you. I'm not even sure why I feel the need to defend this crap, but I think it's probably because I just find it insulting. She claims I think 330 million people are just trash. And I mean, yeah, sure, US have some people that are just trash. It has people living there that are just plain dumb, but so does any other country. Here's an idea that you might find crazy. Maybe those Europeans that you make friends with are just as dumb as you are. And that is most likely the case, because with your IQ level, you're not gonna be friend genius. And I don't really give a crap that you moved and now you feel the need to bash your old country, but as an European, leave me out of it.
No hate to the person who left this comment, but when you do online dating and you meet idiots, you get this all the time. People will say, oh, you have to get off the dating apps, they're terrible, start meeting men in real life. Well, let me tell you, the men in real life are not much better. The last guy that asked for my number, I met him at the gym. We were texting for like a week, and then I got a message from an unknown number that said, why have I just found your number in my boyfriend's phone then? And it turns out the guy was on holiday with his long-term girlfriend and their 3 children. And I met him at the gym. And then the last guy that I ever went on a date with, my friend set me up with him. So it was like a real life blind date. And we went to the cinema on a first date, wouldn't advise that. And he tried touching me here, and here when we hadn't even kissed and hadn't even had a cuddle. So yeah, just because you meet a guy in real life does not mean he's going to be any better than the men on the apps, unfortunately.
Right, so now you're an expert on men because you've dated 2 men. Even though I really doubt the story about that one guy with a long-term girlfriend, not wife, and their 3 kids is real, but sure.
So I dated 50 guys in 3 years, and not only did it break my soul, but I wrote an article about it for Medium.
Wait, so it wasn't just the 2 guys that made you an expert on men. You dated 50 men and none of them were good enough for you? Hate to break it to you, princess, but seems men are not the problem, you are.
This seems like common sense, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm not lucky that I have a good husband. I have a good husband because I married a good man. People keep commenting on my TikTok that I'm lucky I have such a good husband. I'm lucky that he puts up with this, blah, blah, blah. Luck didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, he was a good man when we were dating, so I married him. Good men turn into good husbands. Bad boyfriends don't make good husbands. I knew when I was dating Caden that he would be a great husband and a great father. So I chose to marry him and then bear his children. It wasn't luck. It wasn't like a coin flip. I knew who he was and I knew I wanted to build a life with him.
You would think that's common sense, like she said, but for some people, common sense no longer exists. You would also think that looking for quality traits in your future partner should be everything that matters. And of course, you need to be physically attracted to your future partner, but you should also look for something else other than attractiveness. When you're that shallow, like the queen we've seen earlier, and you only look for stuff like how attractive he is, how much money he makes, or how tall he is, well, we've already seen the end result. You go on dates with 50 men and you end up complaining on TikTok that dating 50 men broke you. I really don't care.
Maybe we should move to a purity culture where it's voluntary. And I think that your attitude, specifically Alyssa, is preventing that from happening. And second of all, you asked, hold on.
To only have sex with one person to what end? For what reason? Why can't people just have sex with who they want to, get tested for STIs, and then maybe men who have sexual thoughts about people they shouldn't be having sexual thoughts about mind their business and keep it to themselves? How about that? Why do women have to be the ones that have to control our urges, but men are allowed to look at women and decide whether they're or not, and then make a judgment based on if they are morally valuable? Why is that okay? But it's not
Because
okay for me to say, I want to have sex with more than one person, get tested in between so I'm not spreading a disease because that makes me happy. That's not acceptable, but it's acceptable for you to say, because that person has sex with more than one person, morally and ethically, they are less valuable to me.
That's because you are. And unfortunately for you, I get to decide if your moral and your values align with mine. I'm the one who decides if I'm going to partner up with you or not. And if your morals don't align with mine, I'm not going to be partnering up with you. That's also common sense, isn't it? I know it sucks you're looking for something more serious now and you're not getting it because of your past, but like I've said earlier, I don't care.
What's the craziest thing you guys have done on a night out?
I've gone with 7 guys in one night.
Whoa, okay. Only 7?
That's a lot.
That's some rookie shit. You gotta get those numbers up, bro.
Next time.
Well, there you go. Hurry up and marry her now before she moves on to 14 in one night. Because according to the previous queen, her morals, her values, and her past, well, that's nothing you need to worry about. Me, I think I'm gonna pass.
Everybody that splits the bill is a straight geek. If my wife had 5 of her girlfriends come with us on vacation, I would, every meal I'd have to pay for. And I would, without even thinking about it. I do it now with their parents and everybody else. Like, when me and Melissa go eat out, I pay every time. Doesn't matter who's there. They don't split the
Ever since that Cobra G, Top G came up with this crap, every soy, low-life, sad, pathetic, miserable man who happen to make a little bit of money try to be this huge influencer, alpha man type stuff. And there's the first lunatic with the what color is your Bugatti. He was not using this condescending voice when talking to some other man. Question for you, little soy G. Why is it that your wife can't be alone with you every time you go out? Is it even though you have money, you have no social skills and you can't carry a conversation and she gets bored? Or is she the first 3 or 4 you saw in a club and due to the lack of any social skills, she picked you, she then put a ring on your finger and now she's taking advantage of your wallet by bringing her friends everywhere you go? And the last question, because I made this way too long. I'm pretty sure she also have quite a few male friends, some of them best friends, why not? Do you also pay for them or do you expect them to pay for themselves?
Hannah Duke, what did you think was going to happen when you posted all of the details about how you cheated on your husband with Miranda's husband on TikTok? I mean, I don't usually post this kind of content, but I'm genuinely curious what was going on in your mind. I don't know what you were thinking, but just a little advice, you should probably take a small break from TikTok for a little bit and give this time to like die down, because no one has anything nice to say right now, and you're not making it any better for yourself when you share all of the details on how you totally betrayed your husband and then also betrayed one of your close friends.
Yeah, I had no idea who she's talking about, so I looked into it. Some young girl married a rich old guy, and now everyone acts surprised she cheated. She married the old guy for money and she got something on the side somewhere else. Why does everyone act surprised? The only argument we can make there is she could have found some other man, not her best friend's husband.
Look at the state of my feet. I've got to try and get over there.
Why over there? What was wrong with over whoever was filming was standing? Anyway, this is gonna be it for today. As always, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still appreciate you for making it this far. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one.